Hello, this is Top Stories on Viewers Television. I am Jay Malik. Now, COVID-19 updates, the spread of the novel coronavirus disease in Nigeria continues to record significant increases. As the latest statistics provided by the Nigerian Center for Disease Control revealed, Nigeria has 211,678 confirmed cases. Now, 182 new confirmed cases are recorded. To date, 211,678 cases have been confirmed. 202,930 have been discharged and 2,892 deaths have been recorded in 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory. Still on COVID-19, the World Health Organization says Nigeria and some other African countries may miss the 40% vaccination targets set for African countries by the end of 2021. This is as the Global Health Board said only 5 African countries would meet set targets. The WHO Regional Director for Africa, Dr. Morat, disclosed this during a virtual press briefing. Morat said that limited access to syringes may also limit the rollout of vaccine doses across the continent. Now, she, however, added that the COVAX facility was working to address this threat by securing deals with syringe manufacturers. Newsmail reports that in October to date, around 50 million COVID-19 vaccine doses have arrived in Africa, which is among double what was shipped in September. Now, the Permanent Secretary State House Umar Tanjini says that President Muhammadu Buhari has approved the construction and equipping of 14-bed presidential clinic at the cost of 21 billion naira. Now, Tanjini stated this when he appeared before the Senate Committee on Federal Character and Intergovernmental Affairs to present his office 2022 budget for consideration. He explained that the construction giant Julius Berger Nigeria would construct the VP clinic. He said the physical construction would start on November 4, 2021, adding that it will be inaugurated on December 31, 2022. The Permanent Secretary said the project was conceived in 2012 by the previous administration and the brief was processed. He told the committee that Julius Berger was picked as the contractor because it built the State House and had been maintaining it since 1990. Now, in insecurity, over 189 bandits and terrorists were killed by troops of the armed forces of Nigeria across states in the north between October 15th and 28th. Now, a breakdown of the figures showed that more than 118 terrorists were killed, while over 71 bandits were neutralized by the military at different operations. Also, within the period, no fewer than 50 bandits were arrested, while 27 kidnapped victims were rescued. Addressing journalists during a briefing on military operations in Abuja, the acting director of Defense Media Operations, Brigadier General Bernard, also disclosed that a number of 1,199 terrorists and their families, comprising 114 adult males, 312 adult females, and 773 children, surrendered to troops. After that briefing, Oyeko had said 13,243 terrorists had surrendered. The new set brings the total number of surrendered terrorists to 14,442. Now, Bernard said in the course of the operations within the period, a total of 38 terrorist elements were neutralized, including the ISWAP's new leader, Bako. Also, a total of 11 criminal elements, including terrorists, their informants, and their logistics suppliers, were arrested. Now, the Inspector General of Police, Usman Baba, has said he is yet to receive a formal extradition request from the Federal Bureau of Investigation for Deputy Commissioner of Police Abba Kyari following his indictment by a U.S. court. Baba said these were answering questions from State House correspondents during a briefing organized by the Presidential Communications team at the Presidential Villa, Abuja. Now, newsmen had earlier reported that Kyari had been accused of being a conspirator in a $1.1 million fraud deal involving Instagram celebrity Ramon Abbas, popularly known as Hush Puppy. The IGP, however, said the police was working closely with the offices of the Secretariat to the government of the Federation and the Attorney General of the Federation to discharge the appropriate form of justice to Kyari. He's also explained that the panel constituted to investigate the case has submitted its report to the SGF boss Mustafa for venting and advice on the findings. Now, the Federal Capital Development Council has been fingered over land and housing regulatory in Federal Capital Territory. Those findings were revealed on Wednesday during a one-day public hearing by the House of Representatives Ad Hoc Committee on the Operations of Real Estate Developers in Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. The report.
To eliminate corruption generally that dog these schemes. Government should, and as I've said earlier on, at least the current minister has made the effort towards creating data banks of stakeholder experiences, information sharing, in order to educate people who aspire to own land and to facilitate quicker assimilation and dissemination of best practices among stakeholders, while also ensuring that identified critical success factors are adequately considered. Related to this is that I think it is very important that the FCT and the agencies under it must make sure that they reduce the opportunity for their own staff in collaboration with outsiders to clone documents that lead to defrauding of innocent members of the public, including honest real estate developers. Because we have a number of cases whereby the original of certificates of occupancy or land title documents are released to fraudsters and criminals temporarily in order to deceive investors. And after that deceit is effected, the documents are returned to the file. The documents are returned to the file. This cannot happen unless somebody on the inside has colluded.
The Minister of the FCT promised to accept whatever recommendation that will sanitize operations of FCDA.
I hope the public hearing today will be able to look at all these issues across the entire value chain, including all the issues raised by the chairman of ICPC, so that at the end of the day, the committee will guide us through its robust conclusion of the discussions here, so that I think ultimately the whole objective is a way forward, so that we do not lose track of the real reason why the entire policy of mass housing was initiated by my predecessors, because I think it's still a very good policy. We just need to look at where we have challenges, and then we move on.
Estate developers, civil society groups, the police, and other stakeholders were all present at the hearing.
And lastly, Governor Darius Ishaku has received a letter from the Coalition of Southern Taraba Youth and Women asking him to contest the 2023 senatorial seat. Now presenting the letter, the Government House Jalingo, leader of the theme, who was the member representing Ibi State constituency, said the call was necessary based on the achievement recorded by Governor Darius Ishaku and the state. The report.
Succeed in piloting affairs of the state. The governor also appreciated the coalition of women and youths from the southern zone for calling on him to contest the senatorial seat of the zone, promising to consider their call in the positive.
By the grace of God, I will consider what you have asked positively. I agree because I think that we need those who will continue to sacrifice to guide the youth, women, and our brothers and sisters in the state.
In Ibi State constituency, Ibrahim Lawal had earlier vowed the group position to buy a nomination form for the governor to contest the senatorial seat. The legislature hinged their stance on improvement in security in southern Taraba under the leadership of Governor Ishaku, provision of water, construction of roads, and others.
Before the southern zone was set ablaze, we cannot even sit in one place to chat with one another or one tribe to talk with another tribe. But now we are sleeping with two eyes because you have cleared the ground and all people are seated, they are farming, they are all doing what we are supposed to do.
On his part, the public relations officer of the People's Democratic Party and the Tarang Irame told the governor that people from the 52 wards from southern Taraba were the ones that are in support of his senatorial ambition. PDP State Working Committee members, critical stakeholders from southern Taraba, members of the State House of Assembly, and others attended the function. Linda Guana, VOA TV News, Jalingo.
And that's all we can take on top stories. Do stay tuned for the rest of our programs. Many thanks for watching.